Hello everyone, my name is Quinn West, and today I'll be going over macro memory. So macro memory is very similar to that of regular memory, except all instances of a macro memory on any given bomb will intertwine with each other. So if we were to take a look at this here, the labels on each of these macro memories are all different, but because there are 3 modules, they consist of 3 times the 4 different buttons, which is 12. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 down here, 5 up here, that goes all the way up to 12. Additionally, only one of these modules at a time will have a number in the display. In this case, this bottom left one here has the 6. So for convenience, I'm going to label each of these as module A, B, and C in reading order. So in each activation, which is different from a stage, in each activation we're going to write down what module was active by writing down what number was in the display and all the labels on each button. So in module A, there's nothing in the display. Our buttons are 5, 11, 7, and 6. Module B, we have a 6 in the display. So we have 8, 3, 2, and 12. C is not active, so we have 4, 9, 10, and 1. The active module is the module that has the number in the display. So, because this module is in stage 1, we're going to look at stage 1, rule 6. Press the button labeled 3. Okay, in this case, we're just going to look across all the modules, and we're going to press the button labeled 3. Next activation. So, module A, we have a 1 with labels 8, 1, 5, 11. B, we have nothing, so it's 10, 3, 12, and 4. C, there's nothing, so 9, 7, 2, and 6. So, although we have already pressed a button, this module is its first stage, as indicated by the LED here. So, although this is the second activation, this is still the first stage of this module. So we're going to be looking at stage 1. Press the button in the first position of the active module. Since this is the active module, as it has a number in the display, we're going to press the button in the first position. Okay, next activation, new lines, let's write everything. Nothing in module A, 3, 11, 6, 7. Module B is 2 with 12, 1, 4, 9. Module C, we have 5, 2, 10, and 8. So, this is stage 2, indicated by this LED here, so we're looking at 2. Press the button that was pressed on the previous activation. So with the previous activation, we pressed label 8. So we're going to press label 8 on this stage, or in this activation. In this case, that's on module C over here. Okay, next activation, 1, 11, 10, and 6. There's a lot of numbers that you're going to have to write down, but the fewer macro memories, or even just the case of one macro memory, this gets easier. We have another 2 with 5, 3, 7, and 2. And lastly, we have 9, 12, 8, and 4. So, this module is in stage 3 with label 2. Press the button out with the label that was pressed in stage 1. So, this is not activation 1, this is stage 1. So, stage 1, okay, well, there's not a good example, but stage 1 of module B is the one with the 6. Stage 2 would be this 2 here, and then stage 3 would be this. Activation 2 would have been this line, but stage 2 is specific to the modules. So the button that was pressed with a label that was pressed in stage 1 was a 3, so we're going to press the button labeled 3. Next up, so we have a 6 on module A, so 12, 11, 3, and 9. Then we have 10, 4, 6, and 7. And then we have 2, 8, 1, and 5. So this is stage 2 with label 6. Press the button in the position that was pressed in stage 1 on the active module. So stage 1 in this case is, okay, we're on module A, so stage 1 is 8. So we're going to press button in the position that was pressed in stage 1 on the active module. So we're going to be pressing in position 1. Okay, next line, we have 5 with 10, 9, 3, 11. Next line is 8, 4, 12, 2. And then we have 6, 7, 5, 1. Okay. Stage 3 with the display 5. press the button with a label that was pressed in stage 2. So, stage 2, because we're in module A, is this line. So the label that was pressed was label 12. So let's look for label 12. This gets over here. Press it. Next up, 8, 9, 4, 12, 2. Nothing with 7, 1, 11, 1 and 5. And nothing with 3, 8, 6, and 10. Back to here. This is stage 4, label 8. Press the button in the same position as the button labeled 1 on the module that was active 2 activations ago. Okay, this is a lot to unpack. So, the module that was active 2 activations ago, in this case, this is the current activation, so 2 activations ago was module A still. So, we need to press it on module A. So, in the same position as the button labeled 1, so we need to look for the button labeled 1, in this case it's here. This is in the 3rd position, so in the active module, we need to press it in the 3rd position. Okay, now we have a 3 with 6, 10, 8, and 3. Nothing with 1, 7, 12, and 2. Nothing with 9, 11, 5, and 4. Stage 5, display 3. Press the button in the active module, which is this module, in the same position as the button with a label that was pressed on the previous activation. Okay, so the label that was pressed on the previous activation was label 12. So we need to find label 12. In this case, it's on this module. It's in position 3. So we press position 3 here. So this one is solved, but we still may have to press buttons on it because these modules are still intertwined. So, press this. So, this label A, or module A, there's nothing ever going to be in the display, but we still have to write all the labels down because we can still interact with it. 1, 10, 3, and 12. We have a 2 here with 7, 11, 8, and 5. Down here, we have 2, 4, 9, and 6. So this is stage 4 with a display of 2. Press the button out with a label that was pressed in stage 2. So this is not activation 2, this is stage 2. So, the label that was pressed in stage 2, or in this case activation 3, was label 8. So, we're going to press label 8. Okay. Nothing here, but we're writing it down. 3, 4, 11, and 9. Nothing here. 2, 5, 12, and 1. I'm going to make this a little smaller. Sorry if you can't see. 6 with 7, 10, 8, and 6. Okay, so this module just, for some reason, didn't pop up at all. So this is stage 1, even though we've pressed like 10 different buttons of module C. So, all the way up to stage 1, press the button, label 3. Nice and simple. So, we're going to press the button, label 3. Okay. Next set, 9, 8, 1, and 11. After that, we have 12, 4, 5, and 3. Another 6 with 6, 10, 7, and 2. So this is stage 2, with display 6. Press the button into position that was pressed in stage 1 on the active module. So the position that was pressed in stage 1, if we look at this activation, was in position 1. So, we're going to press on the active module, position 1. Okay, next line. 7, 6, 1, and 5. And we have 10, 12, 8, and 9. And we have a 1 with 3, 4, 11, and 2. Okay, stage 3 of the 1. Press the button in the position as the button labeled 1 on the module that was active 2 activations ago. So this is the current activation. So the module that was active 2 activations ago was still module C. So the button labeled 1 is in the 3rd position. So we need to press this in the 3rd position. Okay, next up, okay, I'm going to zoom one more time. 8, 9, 6, and 4. This module we have labeled display 2 with 1, 11, 2, and 12. Then this is 5, 7, 3, and 10. Okay. Stage 5, display 2. press the button on the active module into position that was pressed in stage 1. So, the position that was pressed in stage 1, this is module B, so in this case it's activation 1. The position that was pressed was position 3, so on the active module, being module B, we press in position 2. That's solved. But we still have 2 more presses to go. Next up, we have 7, 2, 1, and 3. Next up, we have 8, 4, 9, and 6. Down here, I don't have enough room still, okay. We have 10, 11, 5, and 12. This is stage 4, display 6. Okay, this says, press the button in the position that was pressed in stage 1 on the module that was active 3 activations ago. So the module that was active 3 activations ago, if this is the current activation, it was 1, 2, 3. In this case, it was still module C. So we're pressing on this module in the position that was pressed in stage 1. So stage 1 is not activation 1, stage 1, which was this here. So if we look for 5th from the bottom, which is not this one, so this one was in the first position. So the position that was pressed in stage 1 was the first position. So we're going to press this in the first position. And lastly, we have, you don't really need to write this down anymore, but I might as well. 9, 3, 6, and 1. 10, 2, 4, and 8. Excuse me. And then 3. One more zoom out, oh boy. With 12, 7, 5, and 11. So, stage 5, display 3. Press the button on the active module, which is this module, in the same position as the button with a label that was pressed on the previous activation. Okay, so the label that was pressed on the previous activation was label 10. So we need to find the module that has label 10, in this case it's over here, which is in position 1, so we press position 1 on the active module. And that's macro memory. With one module, it's very simple. It's basically vanilla memory with just a few more complicated things. But once you have 3 modules in this case, it becomes really intense and really insane. And I'm glad I got this tutorial over and done with. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.